What up, ladies and gentlemen, Chen here bringing you guys another video. Today we got a very special guide for you Viego players, anyone who's trying to pick up Viego or trying to make sure you have everything within Viego covered. So this guide will fit for any Viego role, mid, jungle, top, support, ADC, it doesn't matter. All combos are self-explanatory in nature, but there are some advanced combos that I do want to go over. Before we enter, I do want to preface that if you are going to play Viego, ultimately with your passive and being able to possess someone, you will have to know the general understanding or have a general understanding of majority of the champs, at least as to what their ability does, not necessarily which ability it is. For example, when I first transformed Aatrox, I never played that champ before, but I played Viego. When I first transformed into Aatrox, I know his abilities. He has a chain, he has a dash, he has his Q thing, right? So I didn't know which was his dash, which was his W. His dash is his E, his chain is his W. I didn't know that, so I kind of just spammed it, but in a general sense of understanding that no matter what, I'm going to get a dash if I press like both the buttons, right? So maybe that didn't make any sense, but basically understanding what champions' abilities do or have a general sense. And yeah, that is it for the intro. If you find this video useful or enjoy it, make sure to smash the like button, join the Crimson Pack by subscribing to the channel, and yeah, let's get right into the combo guide. So real quick, I want to say that a lot of his combos are, yes, like I said, self-explanatory, very basic. There are some advanced stuff, and I will be going over some advanced tech within the abilities itself. So starting off, let's pretend we're level 1 with no items. I'm not gonna reset the game here, but let's say this is a normal player. Your most basic level 1 combo is obviously auto Q auto. Now I'm going to be speaking of this mainly in terms of mid lane, just because that's the lane I play Viego as. So if this is Yasuo or Yone, this is your bread and butter combo level 1 to potentially cheese out a first blood. I've gotten so many first bloods on Yasuo Yone that simply just don't respect me, and this combo is definitely basic, but definitely puts in the punch. Now when you get level 2 and put in your W, this is where you start getting a ton more kill pressure, especially into these melee champions. You can set up with auto W, auto Q, auto, instantaneously take a lot of their HP out, and if you pair that up with Ignite, there's a pretty good chance they're dead, especially if you poked them out a little bit at level 1. So once again, auto W, auto Q, auto. That's your bread and butter level 2 combo. There's a couple other ways you can do this. For example, auto W, auto, and then maybe W somewhere in there, or you can obviously set up the charge if they're a little farther away, kind of like that. Moving on to E, I don't think I have to say anything about E. I mean, there's a couple scenarios where you would want to consider like adding it inside your combo. Obviously, like if you're bush cheesing right here and they're walking straight into you, you should W auto, Q auto, and then you can throw in your E in there, or you can kind of throw it in the middle as well. Okay, I forgot, it's not activated. Here we go. Let's try again. You can do that as well. Let me explain what I did there, because obviously that looked pretty fast. You W, auto, E, my E's not up, this is scuffed. One more time, W, right, if they're walking into you, auto, E, auto, Q, auto, right? Or you can do it the other way. I kind of like doing it the other way. There's not really a reason, but I think it just works better for me. I like to W, auto, Q, auto, and then throw in my E, and then just start playing around that. The using E earlier is technically better, but I feel as if I prefer, I don't know why, I'm just weird, but those are the combos with E. There's also a couple other mechanics that let me talk about. For the very beginning, advanced mechanic with E and W is you can actually W and then E right after to be camouflaged under your charge. This is very important because in laning phase, let's say there was like a enemy here and there was minions here, you can W, E sideways and then just creep up and poke them out there, which is really effective. I don't know how many people actually know this. I don't talk to a lot of Viego players, but WE, they're not going to be able to see your cast, and then you can just burst. This is really solid combo. Alright, and that is pretty much contributing into the basic combos. Now I kind of want to talk about your ultimate. When can you use your ult? Now, your ult, like I said, very self-explanatory. It's an execute. So more or less, there are situational uses behind it. For example, like maybe you're chasing someone, you want to just R over, maybe you want to get away. You know, you definitely want to use your R over walls because your W doesn't go over walls, right? So there are uses like that. You can also flash R for a larger gap closer. But in terms of using it as an execute, well, you just use it towards the end of your combo. I don't know how else to explain it. WE, land it, boom, 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 and then you use it whenever they're low. I really can't describe much more than that. If you want to like maximize your DPS into a squishy, I guess there is a combo for it. You WE, boom, boom, and then boom. So pretty much right after your W, auto, Q, auto, and then you ult. If you want to maximize your damage within the short amount of time. Viego really isn't a full-on assassin just because, first off, his stun is very short, and more or less, in order to fully DPS someone, it's going to take a little bit more than just 1 second, like, for example, a Zed or something. So keep that in mind. You don't have to rush your ult whenever they're low. More or less, I actually save it a lot of the times. Unless I know they don't have flash, I kind of save it. Let's say they flash over here, I can just chase and get a reset. So use it, very situational. I believe that is it for the combos. There's not really else for me to talk about. This video isn't going to be too long because, like I said, once again, Viego's kit is very basic, I won't lie, but what's advanced about it is the fact that you have to have a general understanding of the other champs. Now, let's move on to a little bit of some more advanced stuff that comes on the top of my head. For starters, you can B and then E instantly. This is going to make your recast or recall completely invis. You recall and then you press E. Recalling doesn't... You're allowed to cast it both at the same time. So if you B and then E, you're going to be invis throughout its duration. This is really nice. To, you know, recall an invis, fully invis right there, as you see. So yeah, that's something. I guess the next thing, which is probably the last thing, is the flash combo. How do you use flash? And this is probably the most advanced tech of Viego in general. It's his W flash release. Viego is different from other champs because other champs you can, like, for example, Q flash is a thing. Obviously for Viego it's not a thing, but like Yon, Yasuo, they have that type of mechanic. Other champs do as well, where you can cast the ability and then flash right after. With W, you don't have that. If your W release, you know, you don't have that luxury. It's going to look very awful if you pull it off. So I highly recommend you to go practice tool. If you practice it enough, if you practice it enough, it's going to look very instantaneous and very, very smooth. So if you look, for example, this is a squishy and you want to reach him, you can go like that. It instantly attaches onto him. Let me show you one more time. As you can see, instantly attaches onto them. It's going to give you that snare, and you're going to auto Q auto for maximum burst. So here comes the advanced tech, right? This is the most advanced tech I can give you. It's the WE into it, all right? You have to practice that. That is going to get you so many kills. Why, you might ask? Let me show you why. This wave is actually fucked, but we have good imagination. Let's say these were the enemy minions, right? And this guy was pretty low. I can do this, and they can't react. They cannot react to this. If you master this combo, the WE into flash, release W into Q, auto, blah, 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 you're good to go. That's it, all right? If you master this part, Viego is an insanely, insanely broken champ, and you're going to be able to abuse Viego to the maximum. Anyways, that is it for me. Hopefully you guys found this video useful. If you guys are curious about Viego's clear, I do play him a little bit in the jungle. Let me know, I'll make a video on it. If you're curious about his itemization, I do have a video, you can check it out, and his runes in a different video that you can check out. It's posted a couple weeks ago, and that is it for me. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button, join the Crimson Pack by subscribing to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, hope you have a great day. Chen out.